We are not going to help you with anything. I want you to handle everything that has to do with your husband yourself, Andrea. Please stop thinking that just because I'm married to your oldest son, that we have to help you with everything. What? Ashley? I heard from Ruben already. You asked him to go and help out with his father while he's in the hospital. That is something you can handle all on your own, so don't be asking my husband to go there and help you. Just because he's your child does not make him your slave. That's not at all how I think of my children. I was just told by the doctor that my husband will be in the hospital for some time now, and considering that the new hospital is much closer to your guys' house than it is to mine, I thought it would be better to ask Ruben for the help. I was never meaning for that to seem as though I'd be making him handle everything for me. I wonder about that. I'm sure the moment he started to help out, you'd begin complaining about your knees or something and make him do everything. You can't handle all that simple work because you're so lazy, so you just make my husband and I do all the work. Well, that was never my intention though, Ashley. Anyway, my family will not be helping you with anything, especially since Ruben has become a lot more busy at work recently. He never has any time during the week to catch a break, so he really has to have his weekends to himself or he'll begin to fall apart. We have to have Saturday and Sunday in order to spend some time together or else I'm going to go mad. So don't expect that either of us will be using our time to come out and help you. That's why I never said he had to come out every week. I just asked that around once a month would be good enough and a huge help for me. And since Ruben is his son as well, my husband would be very happy to see him. It would be nice to have our son come out to the hospital and see his dad while he's going through his treatments. If I've already said that it's going to be impossible, please stop talking about it. If your husband really wants to see his son's face, then have him look at some pictures. That should keep him happy, right? Then, at the very least, can you help out? I heard about this from Ruben already, but earlier this year you quit your part-time job, right? If you have all that time on your hands now, it would really be generous of you to come out and help a little every so often. Really, I just need you to go into the hospital once or twice a month to see your father-in-law and listen to what the doctors and nurses have to say about him. Huh? And why should I have to come and help you? I'm not your guys' actual daughter. You have no right asking a complete stranger to come and help you out like that. But you keep telling me that my actual son isn't allowed to come and help us. No frickin' way. This is the exact reason why I hate you so much. If my son isn't going to help out, then I'll ask my daughter-in-law to do it. I really missed out on getting myself a proper mother-in-law, didn't I? Excuse me? Just know that no matter what you try and say, we're not coming to help you and your husband. When the husband is in trouble, it's his wife's job to go help. Your husband was kind enough to keep you around all this time, so you go ahead and take care of him and his recovery all by yourself.
Yo, Mom, what is going on here? I was listening to all the voicemails that were left for me, and there was one from you. Did you really end up putting Dad into an old folks home?
Yes, I really did. Dad is out of the hospital and all now, but he doesn't have any strength and still requires a lot of attention. The hospital told me he'd never be able to walk on his own again and would need to live in a wheelchair now. So I had a talk with some of the faculty at the hospital about what my options were, and they said the best thing to do was put him into an old folks' home.
No way, Mom. So Dad's really going to a home now?
Had you and Ashley been able to come over and help from time to time, then I would have thought a bit more about keeping him here at home. But you both are too busy to come and help, right? And since I'm getting old myself, it's becoming too much for me to have to carry him around and do everything in the house. So because of that, I'm really sorry, but your dad has to stay in that home. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from here. I'll make sure to handle all the paperwork and bills for the old folks' home, so don't you worry about that.
Wait. You can't do that to him, Mom. There is no way you could just put Dad into a facility like that now. Stop trying to be so selfish now and stay home with Dad and take care of him yourself.
Excuse me?
Do you have any idea how much it'll cost to have Dad put into one of these homes? that would be a waste of good money. If you just get off your butt and take care of him at home, then it won't cost a penny.
If you're worried about money, don't be. Both your dad and I have made sure to save up a lot of money throughout the years for things like this. I have the money to put him up for a few years there.
What are you talking about? All that money you and Dad worked so hard for to save up is supposed to go to us after you've both gone. And considering you both never really had that great of jobs, you can't have all that much money saved up, right? Yet, do you want to use whatever you have left sending Dad away like that? You'd only be wasting Ashley's and my inheritance that way.
Excuse me, Reuben, what the actual hell do you think you're talking about right now? Who the hell do you think you are to worry about your inheritance at a time like this? None of this money your dad and I have is yours, so don't you dare speak to me like that again, you idiot!
You're the freaking idiot, Mom. Using that money which should be ours on someone else like Dad? You were totally healthy, Mom, so stop being so lazy and help care for your husband. No way am I going to let you put Dad into a home like that just because you want to relax and have all that time to yourself. You have no right sending the man you spent so many years married to away like that.
It's because he and I have been happily married for this long that I want him to have a better life there than here. I would feel much more happy with my husband going into that home and being cared for by professionals than having him here all alone with just me. Do you have another plan that you care to share with me? Would you and your wife be willing to actually leave that house of yours and come out to help the family for once?
You know we can't be asked to do that. I'm busy with work right now and Ashley shouldn't have to care for Dad. I'm just asking that you get off your butt and take care of Dad yourself is all. I will not allow you to put my dad into one of those expensive old folks' homes.
Jesus Christ, Reuben.
Now, you take care of my old man, and you make sure to take good care of him for Ashley and myself as well.
Ashley, what the hell is all of this about now? There are just these huge boxes addressed from you showing up at my house now. I tried calling Reuben about all of this, but he won't answer me. Oh, so all our things are already showing up there. Well, can you make sure to put all those boxes in the living room for us? Answer my frickin' question, Ashley. What the hell are all these boxes doing at my house? I have a funeral to get to today for my husband, so tell me why I have all these boxes dropped off at my house. What? The funeral is supposed to be today? Well, then, can you make sure to have all those boxes moved up to the second floor for us? Both Reuben and I feel that with this chance, we're finally going to move back into that house now. What? You're moving into my house? We never thought that your husband would end up kicking that can so quickly. And it's not fair to have only you living in that massive house all by yourself now, right? Therefore, Reuben and I had a little discussion about it, and that's where we decided that we'd use this chance to move into that house with you. So, in other words, you guys are invading my house now? I never thought that the two of you would be so kind as to move in with me. I'm actually really happy to hear this wonderful news from you. You shouldn't be, because we're not actually going to be living there with you. Are you kidding me? You actually think the both of us would move into that house with the intentions of living with you? But you both are going to be moving into this house with me now, right? Correct, but not with you living there as well. So please hurry up and get out of there once you have all of our things carried in, Andrea. From now on, it will be Reuben and I that are living in that house as just the two of us. Excuse me? But I truly did forget that today was the day of your husband's funeral. I was thinking today would be the perfect day to move in. I guess since it'll be too much of a pain in the butt for us to come there today, we'll be moving in tomorrow instead. You hold it right there, Ashley. Are you really trying to kick me out of my own house right now so that you and my son can live here without me? The fact that you'd even think about kicking out an old woman like me, when Reuben hears about this, he'll be pissed. You think so? I'm not sure why he'd be pissed off when he was the one that said this plan was okay. Actually, this was his plan in the first place, Andrea. What? We had actually been wondering if we should have a new house built for us or not. But around this part of town, the land is all really expensive to buy, and there was no chance of us affording it. However, as we were starting to give up on the idea of getting a new house built, Ruben's dad died. He then said we could go and get your guys' old house and renovate it into something brand new and modern. So we've both agreed that we'll be taking your house now and putting some elbow grease into it and making it look brand new and amazing. There's no way Ruben would say that. So, now that you're aware of everything, I'd like you to get all of your things together after the funeral and get lost. We would really like to get started on all the renovations soon. Even if you're asking me to leave, where am I supposed to go? I'm too old now to be finding myself a new house on my own. Can't you both at least find me a place to move to before you come and take this house? Huh? We don't care what happens to you after this. Just go and find yourself a room at an old folks' home or something. Excuse me? It's probably really difficult for a single woman your age to find an apartment that will accept you, right? So I guess the only option you have left is an assisted living home. Then we won't have to worry about you ever again. What the hell, Ashley? You both were telling me the whole time before that I couldn't put my husband into a home like that because it would cost way too much money. Yet when it benefits the both of you, you're all open to having me put in one? Back then, neither Ruben or I knew a lot about those kinds of places. But recently, we had a look at some of the cheaper homes, and man, are they cheap. If you put yourself in one of those old and run-down homes out in the middle of nowhere, it should only cost around $500 a month. So if you can go to one of those places, please do. So, you're just fine throwing me into one of those old places without even thinking about letting me stay somewhere new and comfortable? You both aren't going to make me pay for wherever I go, right? You're going to pay for the home so that I no longer have to live here, right? Huh? Why would either of us be paying for you to go into one of those homes? Go ahead and do your best to pay for one of those places using your Social Security and as little of your savings as possible, please. Neither Ruben or myself are going to give you a single penny. Well, I'll be. I'm sure in your state you'll only be around a little while longer, right? So you shouldn't have any problems with leaving this house now and finding a rundown home to go live in, right? Now, you'd better hurry up and find yourself one of those super cheap old folks' homes before the day is over. From now on, that massive house of yours will be Ruben's and mine. Get out of our way now, you old dying hag. I'll give you all I have then. Oh, come on now. You're really going to give us all that money your husband left you and whatever you had yourself as well? What's happened to you, Andrea? I've had enough of the both of you, and I mean that with all my heart. Today's the day of the funeral of my dear husband, and I didn't expect either of you to come at all to see him buried. But then these boxes all started to show up to my house with your guys' names on them, saying you're taking my house now. Now that I've finally been driven up the wall by you two, I'm taking this house and all my money and giving it to you. Will that be enough to get you both to leave me alone forever? If you can promise me that, then I'll make sure to give you both everything that was in my husband's will and the house. That's a deal! Then once this funeral is all over with, I'll grab what little I have and be gone. Now you both enjoy the trashed estate that I'm leaving behind for you. This is all coming from my husband's will for you both, so please take that as something very special. What? What do you mean by trashed estate? Well, I'm sorry, but there will be a lot of people coming soon for my husband's funeral. I'll have to be going now. Please excuse me. Hey, Andrea, what the heck is wrong with this whole house? The whole second floor is filled with trash and smells like rotting sewage. Hey, don't be saying all that about the house, all right? This has all been left for you two by your late father, and it should be respected for that very reason. You both asked to have the place, so please talk about it in a more fitting manner. Huh? How the hell is this house supposed to be respected as a gift from your husband? All the awnings in this house are broken, and the chairs in the house are all trashed with tears in them. And the dining table is so old that it looks like there's mold growing in the wood. What the actual hell happened to this place, especially the second floor? That's the house your father-in-law left for you two. Just before he passed away, he was collecting all these old and useless things and putting them upstairs. Things like those old dishes and the umbrellas, all those old clothes, the broken machines and electronics. And what was even more interesting is that even though he was bound to a wheelchair, late at night he'd leave the house and go off somewhere. What? Just in the middle of the night, he'd leave the house and wander off. After being discharged from the hospital, his head really went downhill and he became very senile. He would leave the house all night and come back in the early morning with all that junk and have me take it upstairs for him. To him, though, he thought of all of those things as presents for me that he'd gone out and bought. He thought all of this garbage was presents for you? When he was younger, he'd always come home with small little gifts for me. He was always thankful for the work I did caring for the house and the kids, so he'd bring me flowers and cake and other little treats to make up for all that. So considering the fact that he was so senile and was probably just thinking about how things were in the past with getting me all those presents, I couldn't throw any of it away. So I did as he said and took it all upstairs and dumped it in the rooms. I had tried just one time to try and toss some of that junk, but when he saw me taking it to the trash, he freaked out and started to ask why I didn't love him anymore. That's why all that junk stayed up there and never got thrown away. So that's why you told us to enjoy this trashed estate? We can't even get to half of the second floor because there's all this mounds of junk laying around. Well, if you just close some of the doors up there and leave it all be, you shouldn't notice any of the stench. I was planning on having all that junk cleaned out by professionals after my husband passed away so that I wouldn't hurt his feelings any. But both you and my son really wanted that house from me so badly, I had no other choice but to hand it to you both as part of my son's inheritance. That was a huge help, though, doing that for me. Are you kidding me right now? You do something about all this trash right now. Why do Ruben and I have to be the ones to clean up your husband's mess now? I told you that I'd be giving you guys everything that my husband left behind, right? In other words, all that he left behind was that house and its junk, which makes all of it your guys' junk now. So you both please clean it up yourselves. I'd gotten in touch with some professional cleaners before the funeral to ask about how much it cost to clean out that place, and they told me around $15,000. $15,000? That's the amount it cost to clean this whole house for us? There would be a lot of things they'd need to go through and clean, and a lot of machinery would need to be used as well. There also doesn't happen to be a whole lot of professional cleaners in this city. Out of the 3 companies I asked, they were all saying it cost around that much to get the job done. You have to be kidding me. Oh, but you both have already kicked me out of there, so you can go ahead and do whatever you please with the place. Just remember that that's what he inherited from his dad, so he should treat it with some form of respect. Shut the hell up about that, Andrea. The only option we have now is to throw all of this away. What the hell were you thinking? You told us you'd be giving us everything you had before leaving. We thought we'd be getting more money and things like that from you that you got from your husband. We don't want this trash anymore, so just give us some money. You have to still have something that you're hiding from us, right? I'm sorry to tell you this, but there's nothing else that I'm hiding. What my husband left behind was that house and whatever junk is inside it. What are you talking about? Back when you said you wanted to put him in an old folks' home, you said there was more than enough money to do so. But then we both asked that you take care of your husband at home and not waste all that money on putting him in a home, right? You saved all that money by not having to send him away, so that should all be coming to us now, right? I suppose I did save money by not having to put my husband in a home, but that money was going to be coming from my own savings account. My husband never had the money to put himself into one of those homes for very long. What? What are you talking about right now, Andrea? What's going on here? To be honest, he was never really that good at saving money as I was. He was the one paying for the house and all the food and bills, which made me very happy. But with the rest of that money, he'd spend it on presents for me and on himself, never bothering to put any of it away. Well, that's why the only savings he and I ever had came from the money I made working part-time. And since it was all being saved up by me, I became the sole holder of that account. No way! So, really, the only things that my husband had in his will was the house, all the junk in it, and a couple $100 he had left over. I think the things you both have been hoping for all this time is the money that I currently hold. You're lying. So this old house and all the garbage in it is all we're able to get from him? We at least wanted enough money in order to pay off some of our debt. Now, I have some things to get back to, Ashley. I'll never be going back to that dump anymore, so go ahead and do whatever you want with it.
Hey, Mom. We will take care of all of that trash that's been piling up on the second floor. We'll even pay for the cleaners to come in and take care of the deeper and more hard-to-get stuff. So please, can you come back here and live with us from now on?
Huh? You really think I want to talk to you again after the way you behaved a while back? Weren't you both so excited to kick me out of the house and take all the things your dad left behind for you?
We had planned to really enjoy this house, but the money to get it renovated, I had thought that Dad would have had some money to give me as well in the will. But, he honestly has no money for me, does he?
What? What was that?
Well, look, you took care of Dad his last few months in the house, right? I thought that since you didn't have to waste all the money on sending him into an old folks' home, that money would be coming to me. That was how I convinced Ashley into moving here, because we both thought we could renovate the place without spending a dime.
So you were serious about wanting your dad's money that badly? I'm sure you've heard part of this from your wife, but there is nothing left in your dad's accounts. You both do your best to save up what you can and use that money.
We don't even have any savings ourselves, though. I'm still hiding all of this from Ashley, but at the beginning of this year, the company I worked for went and restructured everything. Because of that, we seriously have nothing in our accounts.
What? The company went through layoffs, is what you're saying?
Things weren't going so good with the last CEO, so he was kicked out and a new person came in who wanted lots of change. And for the longest time now, I've been in charge of making all the money that goes into our savings. So I went and took little by little out of what we did have saved up and claimed that that was my paycheck every month.
I can't believe that's the way you went through all your savings.
There was all the bills for things like our health insurance, car insurance, and so much more. But before all of this happened, I had been talking with Ashley about us getting our new house built. However, over time, I couldn't afford something like that anymore, so I brought up the idea that we could get my dad's house and renovate that. Then I'd be able to hide the fact that I didn't have any real money coming in anymore.
And that's when you found out the house you got was in tatters, right? And you don't even have the money to pay for the place to be renovated either, right? You've gone through all the savings you had trying to hide the fact that you have been unemployed this whole time. So this is all what's been going on with you?
Please, Mom. I get that Dad didn't have much money when he passed, but you have to still have a bit, right? I'll let you come back and live with us as long as you pay for the house to be renovated for us. I'll make sure to get Ashley to help me, and we can save up enough money to hire some cleaners to come in and do a deep clean. And I'll make sure to tell her to be more kind to you from now on.
No thank you, Ruben. I'm doing just as I was told and going into a retirement home. Actually, I've already found myself a place to stay and I'm doing all the paperwork right now.
What? You're already working on the paperwork?
Back when I was looking for a place for your dad, I also started to look around a little for myself. The people at the hospital were also a bit worried about the fact that not even my own son cared to help his parents any and gave me some good recommendations. I was able to care for Dad outside the hospital, but they were wondering what would happen to me after. And the place they recommended is so amazing.
Mom, come on now. You don't have to put yourself in a place as lonely as an old folks' home. I'm sure that you'll need help with something soon, so you can rely on Ashley and myself for that. So please, come back here and live with us. And please, use some of your savings to help us.
No way in hell, Ruben. No way in hell. I'm really looking forward to all the new people I'll be meeting at this place. I'll be able to chat with all of them about their lives and talk about the lovely life I had with your father. And neither my selfish son or his brainless wife will get in the way of that.
No way.
Now, you and Ashley have a great time living in that nasty house. I'm no longer going to associate myself with you two, so bye-bye. I was able to get right into the retirement home I was hoping for after I finished talking to Reuben. Both Reuben and his wife really wanted to know where I went, and so they both charged into the hospital my husband was at before demanding to know where I was. But before they could cause too much trouble, the nurses called the police and they were both taken out of the hospital. And as the two tried to wrestle themselves away from the police, they could hear all the nurses inside calling them morons and saying that they can't cry for their parents' help only when it benefits them. Soon after that, Ashley learned about how Reuben had lost his job almost a whole year ago, and that he was using all their savings to try and cover that up. She was so shocked by what she had heard, she couldn't even talk to her husband for days. Things for them only became worse, though, as Reuben was having real difficulties finding a job, and those in the neighborhood would start calling them ungrateful and lousy for never going to their father's funeral. I'm not sure who is all behind it, but recently the house has only become more trashed as there's crap all over the yard now, and the first floor looks like it's about to explode too.
Hey, Mom. I'm getting promoted to the section head at my workplace.
So?
So? A woman getting promoted to the section head in my 30s is the first time in history in my workplace.
Is that something to brag about? What? Do you want a reward from me or something?
I didn't say that. I just wanted to share the happy news with my mother.
I don't care if you become the president. Nothing about you matters to me.
Don't say that.
How can I love a daughter whose only reason existence to this earth is labor?
I'm trying my best, you know.
If you want to do your best, you'd be better off married like your sister. Her husband's a doctor, for Christ's sake. I've never been more proud.
You've told me this story many times since she got married.
Then learn from it. Find yourself a rich man or two, won't you?
I don't intend on marrying someone for money.
That's an excuse for ugly wenches who can't get married. I still can't believe I birthed such an ungrateful child. Unlike Rachel, who is pretty like her mother.
Dad never treated us different growing up.
Of course, you look just like him. Unattractive.
He's not that bad looking. You're the one who married him, Mom. Don't say mean things about your own husband.
The reason I got together with him is purely because he was high up in the elite society. His salary was twice compared to my friends' husbands.
Don't say such bad things.
Who cares? He won't be able to hear them from beyond the grave. We managed well for a while with his insurance money, but that's all gone now. Wished he would have taken out $8 million or something like that.
He couldn't afford that much. Dad worked so hard to sustain us.
His only redeeming quality, he ought to at least provide for me. Having a beautiful wife like myself, should have been proud just being my husband.
You think so? Dad always complained how high maintenance you were.
I nor Rachel spend outrageous money. Beauty expenses can't be helped. We need to keep up with the fashion trends, which you won't understand.
I guess I don't have any interests in beauty.
Ha! Interests? You got discouraged too because you never looked good in any kind of garment. With your face, I wouldn't dare waste my time getting into fashion.
How can you say that to your own daughter? Especially today, when I thought you would be happy for me.
I'm being harsh because you are my daughter. For real, you think I would be happy on what you achieved at work? If you want to make me happy, marry off to some lawyer or doctor. Catch a rich man like your baby sister. Make yourself useful.
I've been making myself useful, putting food on the table for 9 years ever since Dad died.
Oh, and you think that's worthy of my gratitude?
I'm not implying that.
Your only worth is working at a big company, like your father. It's completely natural to provide for me. I'm the poor, devastated widow.
You never looked devastated in your life. Giddy even when Dad passed suddenly. Looking forward to using up both his retirement and insurance.
Duh. Your father was 10 years older than me. Saved you the trouble of taking care in his old age. I was happy for your future.
Why would I have to be the one in trouble?
Because I would never change his nappies. It's the job for the child to nurse their elderly parents.
You wouldn't do anything for him?
I'm not looking after an old geezer. No way.
Even though he provided for your expensive way of living, how can you say such mean things? Dad would be turning in his grave.
I don't care what a dead guy would be thinking about me.
You're a disgrace.
What is a disgrace is your face. Well, if you want my gratitude, try your very best to catch some elite. With your facial features just like your father's, can't expect much. Naomi, don't come by the house for a while.
Why? Did something happen?
Rachel's staying for a while.
Really?
Such a devoted daughter, isn't she? She was worried of me living alone.
Right.
She's beautiful in the insides too, like her mother.
What's that got to do with me not coming by the house?
Well, I want to spend time with my favorite daughter undisturbed. You, on the other hand, would cause a dissonance, disrupting our beautiful harmony.
What kind of metaphor is that?
It can't be helped, it's the truth.
Well, I won't go home if asked anyways.
Always cheeky, checking the fridge every time you come by, chucking out stuff without permission.
That's because you hoard expired food. The smell seeps throughout the house every time I open it.
Then don't open it. I didn't ask you to cook for me. There's a reason restaurants exist.
And that's why you can never save up any money. You never clean up either. I make time from work to declutter the house regularly.
As I said, I never asked you to. You're just like your father, nosing into other people's business.
If he didn't nose around, we would have had more problems living in that house.
A few problems won't hurt anybody.
Well then, I'll leave you to take care of yourselves. Don't call me when you have a mayhem in your hands.
Good. We'll finally have a nice family time.
You're saying that like I'm not part of the family.
I've never thought of you as my family.
What?
You didn't think? You look nothing like me or Rachel. No one would think we're related at a glance. I never considered you my daughter.
Why are you being so mean to me? What about all these years that I provided for you? I worked so hard because you were my mother.
Don't be so proud of yourself. You only give me $800 a month.
How rude.
I can dispose $800 in a single night.
How?
I've told you, beauty has its costs. With Rachel back, $800 is as worth as a penny. She might as well be the king of Sheba, living with a doctor from a rich family. Every time she came home, she brought some goodies for me.
Good for you.
Maybe she's even coming home to tell me she'll be the one to take care of me from now on. She's so thoughtful that way.
Well, she has your looks and your personality.
Then she's perfect. My future is secured, which means you have no use to me anymore.
You really think so?
Damn straight. To tell you the truth, having you around was annoying to say the least. You resembled your father more and more each day. I didn't want the neighbors to think we were related.
You've said enough, don't you think?
Oh, I'm just getting started. I've even explained to our new neighbors you're our housekeeper.
How can you say that about your own daughter?
I can't tell them that that ugly girl is my daughter now, can I? I have Rachel for that.
You've always favored Rachel over me. I've tried so hard to gain your acceptance.
I couldn't tolerate even looking at your face. It made me sad that I produced such an ugly daughter.
You don't understand how hurtful that is coming from my own mother.
You were always too naive. Should have realized it on your own sooner. Rachel is my only daughter. You have no use to me.
Fine. If you won't change your mind, I'm done.
How are you done? Are you cutting ties with me or something? Couldn't be more obliged.
I thought you were my mother. I took care of you.
That kind of behavior is exactly why I never loved you. The sty in my eyes.
Fine.
Fine. Naomi, why haven't you sent in this month's expenses?
Huh?
What's taking so long? Bringing me money is really your only reason of existence. How can you defy me?
Why should I give you money?
Because it's your duty?
No, it's not.
What?
I'm not giving you any more of my money.
Huh?
You said you don't need my trifle. The money I make shifted and saved up every month. I now realize that sending you this little money was impolite.
That is,
I'm glad. I don't have to put aside $800 for you.
I never said I didn't want your money.
You didn't? Seems like it.
It's only $800, but I'll take it. That's your only use to me.
I'm not obligated in giving charity to strangers.
Who are you calling a stranger? I'm your mother.
You said you didn't consider me your daughter, right? That you don't want to see my face.
Money's a different story. It's not like your face is on it.
You said Rachel was going to take care of you from now on. You don't need my money.
Actually, she said she forgot to bring the money with her.
Then why don't you ask her to go back and get it?
Seems like she had a fight with her husband, so it's not that easy. If they make things up, then she can get the support.
Is that what she said?
So, in the meanwhile, you'll be paying for my things.
I'm not giving you a single penny. Work out your stuff.
Oh, you say the darnest things. Won't you come by for a little bit?
Oh, why?
Rachel only sleeps and eats, and so the house is a mess. You should come and clean it up.
Are you out of your mind? Why would I go to a stranger's house and clean up their stuff? I'm not their housekeeper.
But
Oh, and by the way, I'm pretty sure Rachel's going to stay there for quite a while.
what?
She got kicked out of her husband's house because she had an affair.
Huh?
Of course, she's also being charged of compensation money.
You're lying. She never said anything to me.
Because she has nowhere else to go. You only care about the money. If you'd find out she was penniless, you wouldn't have gracefully welcomed her in your arms.
Tell me you're lying.
Am not. Her husband's been telling me about Rachel's affair. I've even seen it firsthand.
I can't believe it.
It doesn't stop there. She's supplying her money to some guy she met at the club, taking it out from her husband's account. He's charging her for that as well.
They're a married couple. Even if he considered a divorce, how cheap can he be?
That money was what he saved up before meeting Rachel. She has no right using it.
So? Is she not going to take care of me?
Not only that, you're going to finance her. But you two are family. Why don't you support each other?
Not a chance. I don't want a child who has debt. She's not my daughter anymore.
Even though she looks and thinks exactly like you?
You're my only daughter, Naomi. So please, send the money like you did it all these years. You can even increase the payment.
I don't consider you my mother anymore.
Don't say that. Let's not argue. I can come live if you want.
Live with who?
With you. From now on, we live together as a family.
Why have you come to that conclusion?
Rachel's been up to no good since she came over. She's not leaving anytime soon. I'm gonna leave her be and come spend time with you.
So it's all about money for you. No way in hell.
Why not?
I'm not in the country anymore.
What?
There's been an offer for an assignment abroad. I took up on it now that you were out of my life, now that you weren't my mother anymore. Isn't that right, Susan? That's right.
Where do you live? Isn't it difficult living alone in a foreign country? I'll come live with you.
No way in hell, I'm telling you. I've always lived alone. I can manage it. I don't need a burden with me. Because I can keep my earnings, it made my life a whole lot easier. I'm having my best life after cutting ties with you.
Are you suggesting that I should accept debt-ridden Rachel to live with me for the rest of my life?
That's not your choice to make. It's not my responsibility.
How can you be so cold-hearted?
You are nothing to me.
Don't say that and help me out. At least send me some money.
You have your pension.
I can't manage with that kind of little money.
Oh, that's too bad. You two are perfect for each other. Have a nice life.
Please, help me.
Nope,
I'll apologize for the things I've done.
too late.
Don't say that.
I'll say my goodbyes now.
No, please, forgive me. I'm sorry. You're the only one for me. Please, help me.
Rachel stayed at her mom's, not working at all. Susan works day and night to sustain themselves, but all of her earnings go to Rachel's debt. According to Susan, Rachel's getting fatter by the minute by leeching on her mother. Or, so she told me when she sent for help, sending a selfie of herself. I've ignored her text, of course. I haven't told Susan this, but I currently live with my fiancé. I didn't know this, but turns out he came from a well-off family. If Susan had loved me as her daughter, I would have considered her moving in with us. I guess I'll never see her again. I'm going to make a loving family with my fiancé.
Betty, it's been so long, hasn't it? I have some huge news to share with you, but is now a good time to talk? No, it is never a good time to talk with you, Angela. You know, I still get angry even just having to be reminded that you exist, so if you don't mind, I'd really rather not have this conversation at all. Wait, what? Now hold on for just 1 second there. I mean, you haven't heard from me in years, and this is the way that you choose to greet me? Don't you think you're being just a little mean? Are you telling me that you've already forgotten what you did to me? I thought we were friends, or at least friendly, and you stabbed me in the back. You have really got some nerve coming to me asking if I want to catch up about your life. Oh, but that was already 2 years ago. You really have got to get over these things, Betty. I mean, what is there even left to be mad about? It all happened so long ago. Well, I don't care how long ago it happened. I am never, ever going to forgive you for what you did to me. I mean, our daughters used to be friends at preschool. I thought that we got along too. You were always someone I felt like I could trust. But then you had to go and steal my husband away from me. Surely you can't still be hung up over all that, right? I mean, I know I probably shouldn't have done what I did, but it's not like you can really blame me for going after something that I wanted, right? That isn't true, though. You were always trying to go after my husband, and you know it. You were probably just pretending to be friends with me, too. Also, you could get to Dave. In fact, you even said as much to me before, don't you remember? Right, but what I'm saying is that Dave was a serious catch. If you don't think there were going to be women out there interested in making him theirs, then that's on you. Besides, I was a single mother. You have no idea just how tough I had it. And then when I met Dave and found out this handsome man also had a good-paying job, well, what was a woman to do? So yeah, I was trying to steal him away from you for a while, but it worked, didn't it? I knew talking to you like this was a bad idea. Just reading these messages is already making my blood boil. But anyways, Dave is your husband now, and I don't see why I should have to know anything about your lives. So if you'll excuse me, I really must be going now. But wait, you can't leave yet. I haven't even gotten to talk to you about my big news. You see, the thing is that yesterday, Dave passed away. So, anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I'm a single mother once again. Wait, are you serious? Dave is dead? Yeah, he had been complaining about some kind of chest pains for a while, but then he was also complaining about always being too busy with work to go and see a doctor. And then yesterday, he just collapsed at work and never got up. It sounds to me like he had a stroke. I see. Well, thank you for sharing that information with me. I really had no idea that Dave was gone. I guess this means that I'll have to break the news to little Julia then. He really was taken from this world too soon. Like, couldn't he have waited just a little longer? Can you believe that we were only married 2 years before he kicked the bucket? You know, I have a lot of things I want to say to you, but for now, just know that I really am sorry for your loss. I hope that wherever he is, Dave is in a better place now. Thank you for those kind words, Betty. But you really don't need to waste any time worrying about me, you know? I may be single again, but I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm going to move on with my life. And it also helps that I get everything in Dave's will, too. I'm sure that all that money will help me in recovering from my tragic loss. Wait, what do you mean? Dave left you money in his will? That's right. I really just can't believe he's gone. I mean, I was just starting to really enjoy the life of being a wife of a CEO. But now that he's gone, I guess that just means that I'll have to have enough fun for the both of us. Well, I'll try and avoid speaking ill of the dead. But if you have to give him credit for anything, Dave knew how to run a business. Not only that, but he was never once late with a child support payment. But I guess he must have also set something aside for you as well. Oh yes, he did. And I was going to take that money, go to South Korea, and get plastic surgery. Then I'm going to be the hottest widow on the market, and it is going to make finding a new man to sweep me off my feet that much easier. Oh man, maybe things will finally go well for me. Wait a second, Angela. Don't you think that you're being just a little disrespectful right now? What are you talking about? In what way am I being disrespectful? Well, I mean that you're bragging about the money you're going to inherit from Dave, and not only that, but you said you were going to use it to find a new husband. Don't you think there should be a longer mourning period or something for him? I don't really see how the amount of time I spent mourning is going to make any other man want me more. If anything, it'll just make me look like some depressed widow who is too sad to remarry. And I really don't think that's what Dave would have wanted for me. I'm not saying that you don't deserve to be happy in your life, but the funeral hasn't even happened yet, right? Should you really even be thinking about the inheritance this early after he's gone? I knew it! I knew that you were just jealous of how much money I was going to be getting, but anyways, now you know what's happening.
Hello, is this Betty? We met once before, but I'm not sure if you remember me. I'm Thomas, Angela's son.
Oh, Thomas, of course I remember you. You were just a bit older than Julia in elementary school, weren't you? I just wanted to say that I'm very, very sorry for your loss. I'm not sure how close you and Dave managed to get before he passed, but I'm sure this is hitting you quite hard.
I didn't think of Dave as my dad at all. In fact, to me, he was always just Julia's dad that my mom managed to steal from your family. But I could never live with the feeling of stealing Julia's dad.
Thomas, I had no idea that you felt this way about the whole situation.
Well, I actually am messaging you today because I have a few things that I want to talk to you about. For example, do you know how to have a funeral? I've tried looking up things online, but I feel like it just made me more confused than anything else.
Wait, what? Why on earth are you looking up something like that?
Well, my mom said that she didn't have time to deal with Dave's funeral, so she told me to handle it all. So I guess that means that I'm in charge of organizing it and stuff.
You have got to be kidding me. Did your mom really say that?
Yeah, I mean, my mom is back to being a single mother. We don't really talk to any of our relatives, especially not after she had her affair with Dave. That was the last straw for a lot of people. But anyways, that's bad for me because it means that I don't have anyone to ask.
But wait a minute. Where is your mom right now, Thomas? I mean, why in the world would she leave arranging the entire funeral up to you?
Well, my mom is actually out of the country on vacation right now. She told me that she just found out that the check for Dave's money just cleared and that she was off to spend it.
She's away on a vacation right now? So not only is she not going to be at Dave's funeral, but the reason she won't is because she's traveling?
Betty, I just want you to know how sorry I am that you've had to deal with my mom's antics. I really am always trying to stop her from acting this way, but anytime I say anything to her, it's like talking to a brick wall. She doesn't listen to anything I have to say. And this morning when I woke up, she was gone.
Thomas, please, you do not have to apologize to me for what your mom does. In fact, I'm glad that you reached out to talk to me about all of this. I'm very proud of how maturely you've been acting about all this. As for the funeral, that isn't something a child should have to plan. You can leave it all to me.
You mean it? You really want to help plan your ex-husband's funeral? Even after he left you and Julia for my mom? I don't know what to say. All this time I thought that I should have had to plan the funeral as kind of punishment.
You don't deserve to be punished for anything, Thomas. You haven't done anything wrong. You're a very sweet and kind boy, but this is something the grown-ups should have to deal with. But what I want to know is, if your mom is away on her trip, are you okay? Do you have enough food in the house for yourself?
Kind of. I've been eating a lot of frozen meals that I'm getting from the store, but I'm pretty used to it after all this time.
All this time? What do you mean by that, Thomas?
Well, I just mean that my mom never cooks for me to begin with, so ever since I was little, I've always been eating prepared stuff from the store. But when my mom married Dave, she told him to give me more money to buy food, so I was actually given a budget of about $20 a meal.
And Dave really had no problem with you never eating a home-cooked meal at all?
I don't know whether or not he minded, but he was always too busy with work to do anything. I mean, we would eat out together at restaurants from time to time, but that was it, really.
So neither Dave nor your mom ever cooked a meal for you themselves? I don't get it. Don't they understand how important this time of your life is for growth? Thomas, I want you to come over to my house right away. You are welcome to stay here until all the funeral business is done with.
Wait, what? You can't really be serious about that, right?
Of course I'm serious. Besides, Julia is always talking about wanting to see you. She hasn't seen you since Angela and Dave got married and you transferred schools. I think it's been at least 10 years since you last saw each other.
But there's no way that I could ever face your daughter in person. I mean, my mom was the person who stole her father away from her mother. I'm the son of the woman who completely ruined her family.
But you didn't do anything, and you can't blame yourself for this. This is all on your mom, and you shouldn't feel any responsibility for it at all. Now please, come over here and enjoy some real food. Honestly, someone your age shouldn't be having to deal with all of this. It's just tragic.
Betty, thank you so much.
Of course, but I just wonder if you haven't already forgotten where I live. Anyways, I'll think of something special to cook for dinner tonight, so you hurry on over here. I heard that you stepped in for my son and ended up organizing the whole of Dave's funeral. Even to the end, I guess you never really were over him, were you? Why else would you step up and take over for Thomas like that? You have got some nerve asking me that. Why in the world was it up to your son to hold the funeral anyways? I mean, he is barely a teenager. There is no way he would have been able to do all that by himself. Honestly, what in the world is the matter with you? Didn't you feel a need to pay your respects to Dave at all? What more do I need to respect him for when I have all of his money? You really are a rather sentimental person, do you know that? And just what is that supposed to mean? I mean that you did all of this for Dave when you two aren't even married anymore. I certainly hope that you didn't hope to get anything from me by doing this. Because if you think that I'm going to share a penny of what Dave left me, then you are very, very wrong. Oh, please, do you really think that that's why I stepped in to help your son? I am really getting sick of all your wild delusions, Angela. Here I thought that you would have wanted to show some kind of emotion to Dave's memory, but instead I'm the one having to host the funeral all by myself. There you go, trying to guilt me into giving you something. I knew you would try this. But unfortunately for you, it isn't going to work. I've already told you that you aren't going to see a single penny. Dave's inheritance is all mine. So don't bother trying to kiss up to me. It won't work. You do know that Dave and I never actually got a divorce, right? And just what is that supposed to mean? I mean that had we actually been divorced, then you would have the rights to his will. But the fact is that Dave and I never finalized the divorce, so we were just separated. But legally, we were still married. So basically, I have a much stronger claim to his estate than you do. What in the world are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Dave and I were married for 2 whole years before he died. That's the reason why I stole him from you. Besides, I know for a fact that we signed the wedding documents and everything. But did you actually see Dave ever take them to the courthouse for processing? Of course I didn't. Why would I both need to follow him all the way there? I signed the papers. That means we're married. It really is as simple as that. After we signed the documents, I left it all up to Dave to take care of. Well, then I think that Dave might have tricked you because you two were never married. You really have no idea what you're talking about. Do you know that? Oh, I'm afraid that I do, though. You see, I never forgave either of you for your affair. And one way that I got my revenge was by refusing to divorce Dave. It would have been so easy to just sign the papers and be done with it, but then I knew that that would make things even easier for him. I still carried around my grudge against you two, so I never ever signed any kind of divorce papers. You have got to be kidding me! I'm not at all. And Dave knew he had no choice but to go along with it, since I could have taken away his visiting rights to see our daughter. I told him that if he and I get divorced, that he would never ever see his daughter again. You did what? But this doesn't make any sense. This is the first I'm hearing of any of this. Well, now you know that for the past 2 years, your so-called marriage to Dave was all a lie. But surely the courts would have seen that we were together. I'm afraid that it's not a matter of that at all. Dave's will lays out quite explicitly that his wife is to get everything. And that would mean that it all goes to me. It doesn't really say that, does it? Surely there's got to be a mistake here. My name has to be on that somewhere. There has to be a version around here with my name on it. Well, you said he died suddenly from a stroke, right? So what makes you think he would have even made something like that? I found Dave's will, and just as I thought, I am going to get a huge amount of money. You mean you found a new version of the will? That's right. He said that even though we weren't married, he wanted to leave me everything as a way of apologizing for lying to me. I see. Well, if the document is really real, then you have to go and get it notarized. That way it can be used legally, otherwise it would just look like you were trying to pass off a fake document as the real one. And that is a very serious crime. Wait, hold on, is that really true? You mean I can't just show them this document that I found this morning? But then, you have to at least give me something. Ah, so you mean you did forge that document? Please, I have a child. I need Dave's money to take care of him.
Oh, don't worry about me, Mom. Betty already said that she was going to pay for my college. I'm glad that you got back home from your trip there. Betty was so worried about me when she heard that you were gone. She took me in for a few days.
Wait a second. Is this Thomas? What are you talking about? You're with Betty right now, and what do you mean she's going to pay for your schooling?
I mean that she is going to be more of a mother to me than you ever were. She already has been in just a short time that I've been here. We've been talking, and she told me that if I managed to get into a college, that she would pay for all 4 years of my tuition.
But that isn't fair. What do I get there?
I don't care what you get, Mom. I was talking with Julia, and she was so excited that we're going to go to college together.
Thomas, you can't trust someone like Betty. She's going to charge you interest. She's going to try and trap you with debt.
No. She said she was going to do all this for free. Betty told me I won't owe her a penny, ever. And so, I really don't need or want you in my life anymore, Mom. I think I'm old enough to take care of myself. After all, I've been doing it already for years now.
How dare you talk to your mother that way? What is the matter with you?
Is that really the last thing you wanted to say to me as my mom?
No, wait, don't go. I'm sorry. Please, you have to talk to Betty and convince her to share some of that money with me. I need it.
I see. Well, if that's all you need me for, I think I'm going to be going now. Have a nice life, Mom. Don't reach out to talk to me ever again.
Wait, no, Thomas, come back. Please, you can't just leave me like this. I'm your mother. Can't you see that I really need help right now? Please, you have to come back. Thomas! After that, I talked with Thomas and agreed to let him live with Julia and I. He really is a brilliant kid, and he excelled in all of his classes. By the time he finished school, he was valedictorian and even gave a speech to all of his classmates. Julia and I support him through the college application process. By the time he heard back from all the schools he applied to, he had 5 different full-ride offers to choose from. I continued to get harassing messages from Angela begging for money. She even hired a lawyer and tried to sue me. But she quickly burned through what little money she had left doing that, and it got her nowhere. Now that Thomas is in school, he tells me that he swears to pay me back one day. And I tell him that he has nothing to worry about at all. Martha, hello. I've heard from Cody that it seems as though you'll be helping us pay for our wedding?
That's right. I've been saving up money for a while now just for your guys' wedding. But I wouldn't say the amount I'll be pitching in is a whole lot. I had just enough, hopefully, to take some of the load off your guys' backs for a little while. So please take this money and spend it on whatever part of the wedding you'd like.
Is that right? I'm sure it won't be a lot of money coming from you, considering you're just living on Social Security in a part-time job now. Really, with that small amount of money you'll be giving us, it probably won't feel like you've contributed anything at all.
What?
If you really want for us to take that measly money off your hands, then we have no choice but to do so. But don't start thinking you're all that just because you gave us some money. You're not going to be getting the best of me by handing over pocket change to us for the wedding.
I would never try to get the best of you, Ivy. I'm just giving you guys this money as a way of saying thank you and showing my appreciation for the wedding you'll both be throwing. I really hope you'll understand that none of that money is meant to upset you in any way. You don't worry about a thing and just use the money I give you, please.
Are you sure about that? But to be honest with you, I really hope that later on you don't start to whine and complain after we've taken your money. You're the one giving us this money to celebrate after all, so there better be nothing out of you come the time we have our wedding. All right?
I would never complain or say anything to upset you guys before or during your wedding. I want the both of you to really enjoy your special day together. And since I'm the mother of your soon-to-be husband, I really want you both to be happy. That money is to go towards your wedding, and is nothing tied to it that would make me begin to talk over you or anything. So please, take it and don't get the wrong idea.
Don't you ever forget what you just said to me then. And as evidence of what you just told me, I'm taking screenshots of this whole conversation in case I ever need them. So there better be nothing out of you come the time of our wedding.
I promise you I won't say a word.
And one other thing about me, I am not the kind of person who gives back to those that hand me gifts and presents. So just because you've given me some money, don't expect any kind of gifts in return. Now, I'll be going.
Hello, Zoe. I happen to have something I'd like to talk to you about regarding my son and Ivy. Have you heard anything from her yet about the wedding?
What? You're talking about Ivy?
You know, about how Cody and Ivy will be having a wedding very soon here, right? Well, I just thought I'd give them some money that they can use on the wedding as a form of celebrating the two of them, but for some reason Ivy doesn't seem to believe that the money I want to give them is just a gift. So I was wondering if you've heard anything from her about what's been going on here.
I'm sorry, but I don't even have Ivy's phone number or anything, so I don't ever hear from her. As of right now, there's really no way for me to even get in touch with her.
Oh, is that right? Then could you perhaps go and ask Cody about this and see what he thinks about her behavior? I got all of his money together to give them for their wedding, but Ivy seems to think that it's some form of me trying to get the edge over her and use that money as leverage or something. So I'm kind of thinking it's better I don't give them any money at all.
What? You're telling me that Ivy thinks the gift you're giving to them is some form of you trying to mess with her?
Well, she's never said that to me directly, but by the way she was acting towards me after bringing the money up, she was not at all happy. Actually, she seemed to think that giving her and Cody that money would give me a big head.
But when it comes to money for the wedding, it's a gift, right? And you're planning to pay for most of their wedding, if not all of it, with the money you have, right? You even gave us a lot of money for our wedding when we had it, right?
That's right. This money, just like what I gave you both, is meant for the wedding so that you both don't have to be as stressed about paying for it. And when I had spoken with Cody about his wedding, he said it would cost them around $30,000. I'm glad I had enough in my savings to pretty much cover all of those costs.
You're giving them $30,000 then for their wedding? That's about the same amount you gave us for our wedding, right?
It's because of you guys that I've been working hard and saving up lots of money for years now. Back when I got married to my husband, we both didn't have anything in terms of savings, so we were never able to have a wedding. I don't want the same thing happening with my sons, and that's why I've made sure to save up a lot of money for both of their weddings. That's why I was able to give you both close to $30,000 for your wedding, and I'll do the same for Cody and Ivy.
But even if you don't want us to miss out on having a wedding, handing over $30,000 to both your sons for their weddings is crazy. I don't mean that in a bad way, by the way. It's just, how can someone like Ivy get so upset over you giving that kind of money for the wedding? She should be so happy to get all of that from you. Back when you handed that amount of money to me for our wedding, I was crying with joy.
Oh, you were?
Of course I was. That was the first time I had ever gotten so much money for anything, and I never expected it to come for our wedding. I was shaking when you handed us the check that day. But hearing how you felt about that money and our wedding now, I feel even more happy and can see just how nice of a person you are. After getting that money from you, both your son and I knew we had to give a very amazing wedding for you all. So I'm really hoping that when Ivy receives that money, she'll feel the same as I did.
I really am hoping the same thing. I do wonder how she'll react to that kind of a gift from me, though.
I think you're just overthinking things right now, Martha. Also, Ivy did say that she'd be taking that gift from you, right?
Yes, she did. But she told me not to expect anything in return for it. And also, she warned me not to open my mouth or complain after giving her that money.
Or perhaps it's just difficult for her to be emotional around you and she wasn't able to say thanks without feeling embarrassed. I mean, getting as large of an amount of money as that would shock a lot of people and make them freeze up. I'm sure we'll learn just how happy she is about your gift to her later on. Just think of her as someone that had a difficult time showing her emotions, and that should help you feel better about it.
That's what I'll do then. There are people like that in the world, after all.
There sure are. So I don't think you should get too worked up about the way she reacted. I mean, there's no way she would actually hate someone who's giving her $30,000 for that wedding, right? Anybody who could still hate after receiving a gift like that doesn't deserve to have that gift given to them at all.
Thank you so much for saying that, Zoe. You're always so positive, and that kind of positivity helps me out so often.
I love sharing my happiness and positivity. And I'm getting really excited about the wedding that Cody and Ivy will be having. On that day, would you like to come with your son and I to their wedding?
Oh, that would be perfect. I guess I'll be seeing you before the wedding then.
Martha, why are you looking like that? You've really done a great job coming to our wedding in such cheap clothing as that.
What? You think this clothing is cheap? I thought this brand of dress was pretty high-end, but...
Normally the mother of the groom should be coming to his wedding wearing something a bit more flashy than that, right? My mom made sure to come in her bedazzled green dress so that she could show everyone that she's just as important as the bride today. Yet in your case, that simple and cheap-looking dress is very...
But this is what I was told by Cody. He said that today would be a casual wedding, so there was no need for me to dress up too much. And a flashy green dress may be a little too casual in some cases. At least with this dress, it's a little bit more business casual and it carries memories that my family loved to cherish. Memories of my late husband, my boy's late father.
Come on now. You really think I'm going to listen to an excuse like that? Just because Cody told you this was a casual wedding, you should still be coming in something as beautiful as my mom's dress.
Are you kidding me?
Would you at least apologize to me for what you've done? Tell me that you didn't have the money to afford a high-end and flashy dress like my mom bought. Then I might be able to forgive you.
What?
I'm sure for you, you don't have the money to be able to afford a dress such as the one my mom has on. After all, the only money you're bringing in is from your Social Security and your part-time job, right? Now, you come over to me and apologize saying you didn't have any money to buy yourself a decent dress for today. Please come apologize to me right now. I want you to apologize for not even having a hint of common sense in that stupid head of yours.
Why do I have to be the one to apologize to you? I was told that we could dress casually today, so that's what I did. However, you're continuing to make fun of me for being poor and not having the same amount of money as your mother. And now asking me to apologize for all of that. You're being a little too rude to your own mother-in-law right now.
What? Are you starting to get mad at me now? You're the one that came here with zero common sense wearing that cheap dress. If that's how you're going to act after making such a stupid mistake, then I have no time for you anymore. Can I ask you to leave this place and go home now?
Excuse me?
I didn't even want you to be here today, yet I invited you anyway. And after that small bit of kindness from me, you didn't even follow the dress code and are getting mad at me over your mistake. I will not have that kind of childish behavior at my wedding. So please go home right now.
What do you mean you didn't even want me here today? Are you really telling me that you didn't want to invite me to this wedding today?
Of course I am. Who would want to invite a lowlife like you to their wedding?
What?
I happen to really love your son a lot, but as for you, I don't care at all for you. Actually, I really, really hate your guts. Your son Cody was able to graduate from a very famous university over in the UK and is now working for a world-class company. Yet his mother has to live off of the government's money and a part-time wage. I'm sure that also means you'd like to start getting a piece of your son's income here soon, right? I'm sure you think it would be a good idea to start asking for some money from your son right now, right?
I have no reason to be thinking something like that. I happen to have enough money right now to support myself and just do the part-time job to have a little extra spending money for myself. Also, I've been working for the company I'm at for a very long time now, even though I'm only part-time. I'm making more than most starting employees there.
I'm not going to believe any of that for even a second. Especially when I can tell that you are looking to ask us for money the second we get married, all right? I really hate people that think that they can just take others' money like you, all because they are poor and have nothing.
And like I've told you, I have no plans of taking any of your guys' money.
I'm going to be marrying Cody today, but I do not want to have anything to do with a monster like you. Actually, I would like to make some distance between you and I after today. That's the reason why I didn't want you around me today. Yet you have continued to say you have a present for us, even though you have literally no money to spare. I just wanted to see what this gift you have for us might be out of curiosity. And that's the only reason I went ahead and invited you today.
No way.
It would be too rude of me to ask you to come here only for your present and then send you home, right? But seeing you walk in wearing the most trashy dress I have ever seen has changed my mind completely. I guess poor people like you don't only lack money, but manners and common sense as well. A moneyless woman who can't even afford a proper dress for this wedding needs to stay the hell away from here.
Then I guess I won't be paying for this wedding.
Say whatever you like. That money you planned to give us as a gift for this wedding wasn't going to be that much anyway. So go right ahead and take that money you prepared from us and go the hell away, please. You can take that pocket change and use it to care for yourself in your old age, actually. It's not like Cody or I will be around to give you any money or time as you become old and senile.
I never had any plans of relying on you two as I become older. But now that you've said things like that, I have no other choice but to leave the both of you alone. I'm taking back the $30,000 I planned to give you both for the wedding. Now that I have this kind of money to spare, I might get myself a nice wheelchair when it's too hard for me to walk anymore.
What? 30,000?
I should start looking into some old folks' homes as well. That'll suit me better since I have extra money now. With $30,000 all to myself, I might even be able to afford a room down in one of those luxury homes in Florida. Then I'll be in good care with all that sun and warmth that Florida provides, while also having access to the beautiful beach and ocean.
Oh, hold on, please. What do you mean you're taking back the 30,000 you were giving us?
You know what I mean by that, Ivy. That's the money I was planning to give you guys in order to pay for the whole entire wedding. You're planning on paying for the wedding today, right? After the wedding is over? That's why before today I asked Cody how much your wedding would cost you both roughly. He told me it would be around $30,000, so that's what I had prepared for the two of you to use.
You brought 30,000 for us to use in paying for the wedding? What? You You came to our wedding today carrying that kind of money on you to help us pay for everything?
I did. My poor little moneyless self saved up all that money for both of you. So I'm not sure why you're so shocked about that now.
You're lying, right? Why were you, of all people, able to save up that kind of money as a gift for our wedding? And actually, I never even heard about how you'd be paying for our whole wedding today.
I don't have the patience to explain to a misbehaving child like yourself the plans I had in mind for your wedding. Now I'm going to take the $30,000 check I'd written out for the both of you and go home. Goodbye, Ivy. Please enjoy your special wedding day.
I am so sorry, Martha. I just heard about everything from Cody just a second ago. You were really planning to pay off our whole wedding for us as a present? I knew that you were going to give us money as a present and all, but I seriously didn't think you'd be giving us $30,000 so that we could pay for this whole event. I was just thinking you'd give us $100 at the very most.
I thought that's what you were thinking. I was going to tell you until today that I'd been giving you this kind of money, but I never expected you to act so poorly towards me because you had no idea it was coming yet. And all that talk about hating the idea of getting money from me for something that I was trying to take advantage of you or something. I really had no idea what all that was about and thought you were just having a hard time expressing yourself to me.
Can you please come back to the wedding right now? Right now, everyone is waiting for you to come back here. We won't start the wedding until you come back here, Martha.
You don't have to worry about me anymore. I wouldn't want to be there ruining things for you anyway. I mean, like you were saying, my dress is not appropriate for the occasion, right? So go ahead and start the wedding now. Because I'll not be going back there.
Don't say something like that, and please come back here. It's not just me asking this from you, but your son as well. Also, without the money you were going to be giving us, we won't be able to enjoy this wedding today.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. We have to pay for the wedding right after the event is all finished with. Of course we'll be receiving money from other guests today, including my parents, but we won't be able to pay for the whole wedding with the money we receive from everyone unless you give your gift to us as well.
Cody was expecting me to bring this money as well today, right? So you both don't have the money you need to pay for this wedding. I know that Cody doesn't, as I can see his savings right now and see that there's not even half the amount he needs for that wedding.
I'm aware of that, and you are right. We don't have the money to afford this wedding right now. And today is a Sunday, so none of the banks are open allowing us to get an advance of any kind. So please, would you come back here with that money right now?
I'm not going back there for sure now.
Come on.
Now you have a wonderful wedding and good luck paying for it after.
Wait a second, please. You can't leave us like this, Martha. That's horrible. You had promised to give us that money for the wedding, right? Yet now you're going to break that promise and leave us with nothing?
You're going to say that I'm the one breaking this promise after kicking me out of there? The only reason you want me back there now is because I have a check for $30,000. If I was really only planning to give you $500, you would never be begging for me to come back right now, right?
But I had no idea how much you were going to give us, but now that I know, you can come back here. I understand now that I probably should have waited to see how much you'd give us before kicking you out, and I totally understand you not wanting to come back here after what I said to you. Honestly, you don't have to come back here and watch the wedding if you don't want to, but at least give us that money, gosh dang it. I heard that you paid for your younger son's whole wedding when he got married, right? I actually heard all about that from Cody.
Well, that's correct. I did end up paying for their whole wedding, and they were both so happy to receive that kind of money from me.
Well, you should be paying for both of your sons' weddings then. So if you give them enough money to pay for their wedding, then you need to come back here and pay for ours as well. I don't care if you stay for the wedding or not, but you at least need to give us that money so things can be fair. So what you're saying is that if we pay Martha the amount she gave us for our wedding back right now, she doesn't need to go back to your wedding and pay for you both, right? If that's the case, then we will give her all that money she gave us back right now. What? We were kind of wondering why Martha just left the wedding without saying a word about it to us, so we followed her out. I can't believe this is what's been going on once we caught up to her and found out. I never knew you were that kind of a monster, Ivy. There's no way that's you, Zoe. If you feel so worried about things being fair between the two brothers, then we'll hand Martha all that money back that she spent on our wedding so that things can be even for you again. She handed us $30,000 for our wedding as well, so we'll send that to her bank account right now. Once she has that money back, then things will be A-okay, right? Then Martha won't have to worry about giving any of her money to some ungrateful monster like yourself anymore, right? What? Actually, I've been talking with my husband about this for a while now. About how we should give something to Martha in return for how generous she was to us. That's when my husband brought up a very good idea. We would both start saving money for when Martha decided to retire. And so far, we've saved up just a little over $30,000 for her to use. What did you say? Of course, most of that money we saved up was due to my husband. Ever since his father passed away years ago, his mom, Martha, has been doing so much for both him and Cody. So as a way of saying thanks, we've been saving up money to give her once she's older in need of some support. My husband has been saving up money for her longer than I have. Ever since the day his father died, actually. I only started to save up for her after I married him. And you both have so far been able to save up $30,000 for her? Yes. So we'll be giving that to Martha now. She happened to give us $30,000 for our wedding as a gift, so it'll be like she never gave us that money at all. And you won't have to cry about things being unfair anymore. And she won't have to give you her money anymore either. But that's not good for us. You have no right doing things like that without my permission when you're married to the younger brother. If you give her back that money that you received for your wedding, then she's going to give us nothing. Honestly, I don't think you deserve to get any money from her. People that like to crush others' feelings like you don't have a right to their generosity anymore. Ivy, to put it bluntly, you're a total bitch. What? What the hell did you just call me? Why are you not siding with me right now when we're both married into this family? She's not your real mom or anything. Let me ask you this then. Why should I be siding with you right now? For the longest time now, I only help those that are kind and have an open heart to others. What? Are you trying to say that you don't want to help me out then? Right on the money. I happen to really love Martha, and I do not like seeing her be hurt by people like you. So there's no way I'll be helping you out in any way. And now that you're aware of that, I'm heading home as well. What? You're going home now too? I would hate to have Martha going home all on her own today. So both myself and my husband will accompany her home. He told me he's getting a taxi for us right now. Wait a second. Both you and your husband are going home now as well? You can't do that to me. You're the only one that seems to be upset over our choice right now. Martha, myself, and my husband are all totally okay with this decision we've made. So with that, goodbye. Please, Martha, would you please come back to the wedding venue? I want to apologize to you for everything I've done and said to you. If you don't come here, then my wedding will be completely ruined.
Oh no, what's happened now, Ivy? Nothing terrible should have happened to you. It was just some moneyless old woman and a young couple that left your wedding. How could that have caused you any problems for you?
Because you all left this wedding, everyone is up in arms and is asking that the wedding be ended. And even the wedding venue staff, they want to end this wedding because everyone is wanting to leave now. And when I asked them if we could pay for this wedding tomorrow instead of today, they started to give me really nasty looks. We won't be able to have this wedding if you don't come back here right now.
You're fine. You'll still be able to have that wedding. You just have to carry on with the wedding while your guests leave.
I want to apologize to you so badly. So would you please come back here and see me? I won't even ask you to give us that $30,000 anymore. Just $10,000 will do. So please.
I'm sorry, Ivy, but just a second ago, Zoe and my son sent me $30,000 to pay back for their wedding that I paid for. So in order to not make things unfair between my sons, I won't be giving you guys any money now.
No way.
Now, have a great time with the remainder of the wedding, and I'll be praying from here that your wedding ends well for you. As for what happened at that wedding after my conversation with Ivy, it appears that both Cody and a lot of the other guests became even more upset with things. But Ivy couldn't get over the fact that she wouldn't be getting a cent out of me anymore. She just sat there on the stage as everyone around her was trying to figure out what to do, crying to herself about how it was all her fault that she wouldn't be able to pay for the wedding. Soon, though, the guests and Cody started to realize that things really were over and gave Ivy the cold shoulder as they all left the wedding venue. From all the videos and pictures I received later that were taken there, Ivy's face was ghostly white and there was not a soul behind those eyes of hers. I would have to say that that wedding will leave her with some of the worst memories ever. Luckily, however, the day after the wedding, the staff allowed for them to pay for the wedding then, and so that's what they did, using all of the savings and a loan from the bank. But due to that, they had no money for a honeymoon and would have to get right back to work making money to pay off said loan. I've received plenty of messages from Ivy saying that she wants to apologize to me so badly and that she wants to meet me in person to do so. But to be honest, I don't really want to see her face for some time now. So for the time being, I'll just ignore all her texts and focus on myself, my younger son, and his wife. Once I've had enough time to calm down with those that actually seem to feel grateful for my kindness, then I might send her a message asking her how she's doing. I'm just hoping that when the time comes, she's learned a lot from her actions and will be a changed person that the rest of my family can get along with.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.